Deku versus Asta. Now, this is a very interesting death battle because I don't know how mana would transfer over to a quirk. But if they somehow were to transfer over mana to quirks, it would have to, I don't know, I think it would be pretty split even. I actually can't pick who would win.
We going higher and higher, higher. On top.
Because Asta can absorb the mana and magic and disrupt it, and Deku's just like, it's so hard. Asta, I think Asta. Let's see.
Deku, My Hero Academia.
I said motherfucking Deku. I said I still am using Deku as a slur. I said, instead of the N-word, I will be using Deku as a slur, and I will be continue to use Deku as a slur and take the word back for discrimination. I said, motherfucking Deku, bitch-ass Dekus.
Is super student straight out of UA High.
Asta, the anti-magical ass kicker from Black Clover.
Though you may be born bereft of the same gifts as your peers, there is nothing stopping you from achieving your dreams.
As long as you're a fictional character in a fantasy world.
Black Clover also has the hardest intros of all time. I love Black Clover's intros.
As long as you've got your friends by your side, you'll pack a hell of a punch. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Let's see if they actually have any good opinions on this one. I said, I'm not really leaning towards any of these, so I don't have any knowledge enough. Well, I have enough knowledge. I've seen all of them. I've seen all of My Hero. I've seen all of Black Clover right now. But yeah, I actually don't lean one way or another for who I think could win this. Holy shit. I'm a neutral party.
Izuku Midoriya wanted...
Bro, he's getting bullied right now. Like, beyond the fact that Deku is just, like, probably one of the worst shonen protagonists ever. Like, he's so whiny. I can't stand him. But I don't know who would win between him and Asta, though.
Only one thing from life. To be a beacon of hope, just like his idol, the #1 ranked superhero in Japan, All Might.
All Might.
Man, he was born a freak with no powers. You heard right. This is like a reverse X-Men thing where 80% of the population gets rad superpowers, or quirks as they're called, while the remaining fifth are stuck as basic bitches.
It said, that's actually a sad fate. It said, dang, you're gonna live out to be normal.
Or as his spiky-haired bully Bakugo called him, Deku.
It said, Deku, bitch-ass Deku.
That's a pun on the Japanese word Dekunobu, meaning good for nothing.
Or useless. I said, good for nothing, useless. I said, let me go ahead and get this. It says, good for nothing, useless, a motherfucking Deku. I said, sheesh, these goddamn Dekus. I said,
persevering despite his basic...
Bro, he's 16, 5'5", O blood type, originally quirkless, favorite food, Katsudon. It says the biggest All Might find ever. I said, All Might find ever. All Might fan. I said, that man just be glazing. All Might.
bitchedness, Midoriya got the chance to prove his quirkless heroic mettle against this giant sludge monster, much to the surprise of one particular almighty onlooker.
His body secretly decaying from a horrific injury, All Might needed to find the one who would inherit his all-powerful quirk.
And All Might didn't want just anybody. The hero world was filled with glory seekers in it for fame and money. All Might wanted someone whose body moved on its own to save someone.
He saw exactly that in young Midoriya.
Young Deku.
And gave him one of the most powerful quirks in the world.
Every time I say Deku, I'm saying it as a slur.
One for all.
That was the problem. Even after bulking up from lad
I'm kidding.
to Chad, the recoil from even one punch would shatter all the bones in his arm. So he trained to be able to handle his gift at the superhero school of his dreams, UA High.
And that's when he decided to own the name used as a cudgel against him for so many years.
And I said, and I'm taking it back. I said, I don't care how empowering they try to make this. I'm taking it back. I said, a fucking Deku? Boy, I don't... I said, these Dekus is crazy.
Turns out, Deku can also be an abbreviation for Dekiru, someone who can do anything.
Boo, and I'm using it in the derogatory term.
Exactly the opposite of Dekunobu. One for All allows Deku to release
One for All, Fajin, Danger Sense, Black Whip, Smoke Screen, Floats, Gear Shift, Costume Gamma, Air Force Gloves, Mid, Gauntlets, Soul Shoes. Air Force Gloves, he got a thing of Air Force Ones.
absolutely absurd amounts of strength from different parts of his body, with super moves named after US cities and states.
Deku still can't access all of his power safely though. Using 100% will quickly destroy his body, which is why he learned to distribute his strength evenly across his body.
Oh, they did this over a year ago. They just finished My Hero Academia too.
Technique known as full cowling. This lets him increase his speed and durability as well, making him more all-rounded, and shifting focus to his own interpretation of One for All inspired by his pal Ida, shoot style.
Where he pulls out a Glock and blows your brains out. Okay, not really, but in keeping with One for All's rabbit theme, he trades All Might's signature punches for kicks. My version's better. You ever seen Rabbit vs. Gun? I have, and I know how it plays out.
Considering the much higher muscle mass of a human's legs, shoot style allowed Deku to output even more power while giving his arms a break. A break from a break.
And despite being a classic melee build, Deku can fight at range by punching powerful gusts of air, and even precisely aim them with specially designed gloves.
Deku has an encyclopedic knowledge of quirks, and is always analyzing their strengths and weaknesses mid.
That's one thing I will give to Izuku Midoriya. He is definitely going, like with prep time, he could rival Batman.
Battle, even if he does sound a little weird.
Despite only barely getting accepted in the first place, Deku quickly became one of Class 1A's most dependable fighters. Because, yeah, somehow these students are constantly getting drafted into literal wars against murderous supervillains.
My Hero Academia, where the teenagers have to save the world. Like every anime shonen.
Midoriya's successes in battle against ruthless criminals like Stain,
Stain.
Muscular, and Overhaul came
My boy Stain.
much to his old bully's chagrin. Where Bakugo was a child prodigy, he now found himself overshadowed by his hard-working rival, and the two would use their mutual respect and animosity to motivate each other to get stronger.
Classic frenemies. Their own
They getting stronger and stronger, stronger. Until they both strong, oh. Until they both strong, oh.
only solving their problems by pounding the living tar out of each other.
Luckily for him, Deku soon learned that living tar pounding wasn't the only thing he could do. Turns out, One for All did not originate with All Might. It had been passed down 8 times until it arrived at Deku, with each inheritance also carrying the previous user's natural quirk as well.
Like Black Whip, which lets him manifest crazy long and strong energy tendrils to tie enemies up and swing around the city. Or
What do you mean, Black Whip? What do you mean by that? I'm playing.
shoot one out of his mouth, just like our girl Fruppy.
And Danger Sense, which gives him a minor reactive precognition.
I said, that's that damn sensory hockey. So I said, Danger Sense is that, because you know there's 3 things to hockey. That's that, I forgot what it's called. That's sensory hockey. Off-brand Ultra Instinct.
AKA, he's Spider-Man. Not even a reach. The mangaka is like the biggest Spidey fan ever.
He can also produce a smoke screen to mask his presence, float in midair, or store kinetic energy over time with Fajin.
Like that. By storing up
Fought all of Class 1A at the same time, beat down Chisaki faster than he could heal, routinely broke his own bones to win fights, obliterated Eclipse side with 100%, defied the future Night Eye Foresaw, survived a nut shot from Koda, defeated Bakugo, Stain, Muscular, and Overhaul.
enough, he can even match All Might's max power without any recoil to boot. Strong enough to change the weather and create city block-sized tornadoes with a single punch.
And he's even stronger with his newest quirk, Gear Shift,
Gear
which
Shift
allows him to increase the speed of an object anytime he touches it. In conjunction with the power of All for One, he can use this to warp reality itself.
Warp
Deku
reality.
can go toe-to-toe with arch-villains like Shigaraki, who's fast enough to react to and catch laser beams with his bare hands.
But nothing could prepare him for All Might's archenemy, the shadowy leader of the League of Villains.
It says Deku has stated that he is physically on par with All Might and would scale to any feat he or the previous One For All users have accomplished.
All for one.
All Might only ever showed his young pupil kindness and support, but that couldn't change the absolutely crushing pressure Deku felt at every moment.
Even classically trained dickhead Bakugo came to help his teammate out when he needed it. Like when they teamed up to share One For All and punch an island-sized hole in the clouds 24 miles high.
Just
What?
goes to show that even One For All isn't a one-man army.
Wait a second. Are the movies canon?
Deku's true strength comes from his teamwork between himself and his friends.
And with their help, Deku will surely become that beacon of hope he dreamt about as a child.
One hero for all mankind.
I said he has. He has achieved it, and he's currently the now #4 hero.
Magic! You know it, you love it, and in the world of Black Clover, it doesn't come from a box you bought at a tacky West Hollywood costume shop. Everyone's got it.
Mana is the source of
It says supernatural energy that exists in this world and inside people.
all magic, a supernatural energy found in the air and in living beings, except living beings whose names are Asta.
Not only was the young Asta an
1751, born without magic affinity, child of magic absorbing Lycidia, member of Black Bulls and Royal Knights, aspires to be the Wizard's King. Catchphrases.
orphan abandoned by his mother at a church as a baby, he was born with a mutation that prevents him from having any mana to speak of. Well, neither do I, and you don't hear me crying about it.
Yes, you do, all of the time. But Asta had a dream. Despite his lack of magic, he and
I like Asta better than Deku as a character because Deku just be weird and nerdy and he be whining too much for my taste.
his best friend Yuno promised each other one of them would rise to the throne of the greatest military position in the land, the Wizard King. Wizard King? Really, guys? Sometimes they call it Magic Emperor, but we all know what they mean.
Is that oh yeah, we know.
So he dedicated himself to getting swole as all hell. In a world of nerds, he would be its lone jock god, shoving
5'1" is short. He's shorter than Vegeta.
every last wizard into a locker until they crowned him king.
But huge, frightening pectorals on a tiny, screaming goblin child weren't enough on its own. He needed something powerful enough to shut down his opponent's magic.
He needed the 5-leaf clover grimoire.
Essentially a book of
It said
spells.
that 5-leaf
A grimoire
clover
will choose
grimoire
its
is
user
evil.
and float beside the
Evil,
wielder
evil,
at
evil,
all
evil.
times.
And Asta was lucky enough to receive the Una reverse card of grimoires. The 5-leaf clover can harness the power of anti-magic, which will literally nullify the effects of other magic spells.
Which is so convenient. Anti-magic, because his sword literally absorbs magic and he has no magic. He was literally born to wield this.
Almost like wizard kryptonite. Let the locker stuffing commence. Haha, get nerds.
It wasn't long before Asta was accepted into one of the 9 squads of Clover Kingdom's Magic Knights.
I said, that boy Yami, he said, always smoking a cig. I said, that boy Yami, my favorite character on that damn Black Clover.
The Black Bulls, filled with lazy drunkards, antisocial otakus, and literal sociopaths.
My kind of people. Yep, mostly. But much like with Asta, you shouldn't judge a grimoire by its cover. And soon they were all working together and kicking ass like a family should.
Asta harnesses the power of anti-magic by summoning swords imbued with it from the grimoire. Normally, these swords would quickly drain the mana from anyone foolish enough to wield them, but Asta does not have any mana, turning his greatest weakness into a one-of-a-kind strength.
He's got his class.
It says 5-leaf clover grimoire, demon slayer, demon dweller, demon destroyer, demon slasher, Kisensin Liebe, anti-magic, black Asta, body sacrifice, unite the
Demon Slayer, an enormous greatsword which cuts through spells with its edge and deflects them with its flank. Or the Demon Dweller, which can also absorb and copy magic and toss it right back to sender.
I think my personal favorite is the more complex Demon Destroyer, which severs the relationship between a spell's cause and effect, countering the effects of its magic. This could result in anything from healing a village that was inflicted with poison to preventing reincarnation.
Yeah, okay, some of these
That's
can get a
smooth as
little
hell,
heady.
though.
I personally prefer keeping it simple, like using anti-magic telekinesis to surf on your sword through the sky.
It's worth noting that these swords are made specifically for countering magical attacks and sources of mana. The swords will act as though blunted when striking non-magical foes, more akin to giant clubs than actual blades. Not entirely inconsistent with real-life greatswords.
But none of that's even close to as
Oh,
cool
that
as
makes sense.
his deadliest sword, the Demon Slasher, a katana as black as the pits of hell and twice as badass.
This one actually does cut like a sword, but it's complicated. It lets Asta actually select what he does and does not want to cut, only affecting his target while leaving anything else unharmed.
Oh, that is so cool. What?
Okay, at this point, isn't that just magic?
Magic with a loophole.
And he's studied the blade long enough to become a master swordsman to boot. Not in the real life sense, in the anime sense.
He can spin himself like a tornado to deflect magic spells.
Okay, I'll rewatch Black Clover, guys. I'll rewatch Black Clover. I love it. I'm
Thrust forward at top speed like a charging bull, launch a barrage of anti-magic projectiles, and even channel anti-magic into his swords to vastly increase their size.
like, dog, this is such a top tier anime. Ugh.
Well, while he may be no good with mana, he has learned to detect ki. Because, of course,
The life force existing in all things. Asta can detect hidden opponents and even predict their movements ahead of time, as long as he's fast enough to react.
I said, so basically he has that haki that Deku has.
with such crazy powers, Asta was taking on threats like the Eye of the Midnight Sun, the Devil Zagrid, and the Dark Triad. So many nerds, never enough lockers. Too bad for Asta, though. He had one serious inner demon.
Literally, housed within the Five-Leaf Clover Grimoire was Liba, a demon exiled from hell
That's
for
how you say it. Leeva.
completely lacking magical powers, and who just so happened to get adopted by Asta's mother.
Until he got possessed by a different demon and killed her. Vowing vengeance
What? Wait, what?
on all demon kind, Liba manifested anti-magic from his hatred as a way to kick their asses. Which gave him and Asta a lot of common ground, despite the whole, mom murder thing.
In fact, the two became true brothers and formed an unstoppable duo.
I remember this.
Liba can actually fully merge with Asta for a massive power boost that lasts up to 5 minutes,
I said, he basically sounds like Yuta.
at the cost of leaving Asta nearly powerless for the next half hour.
Come on, I want it. Ah!
I said, so basically it's like a fusion. Fusion. Ha!
I mean, I'll take it if I get to be strong enough to slice buildings to pieces, obliterate huge chunks of earth, and tear the most powerful demons apart. Give me the goddamn book.
I'm the book boy, okay? Even characters earlier in the series like Patoli had magic capable of completely vaporizing the entire Clover Kingdom in a single attack. And demons that Asta has fought since then like Dante and Lucifero are leagues stronger.
Hell, screw all.
Oh, wow. I haven't even got to the manga yet. Beat Leave with only one arm, sliced the ultimate demon in half, destroyed a large landmass gathered by Dante, routinely dodges beams of lights, released his allies from elf possession, survived being impaled multiple times, defeated Vermilion, Langris, Zangrid, and Lucifero.
These demon forms and anti-magic powers, Asta's body is so incredibly well trained, he dodged a beam of light while sleeping. As in, he was asleep, and the force of his sneeze pushed his head out of the way of a beam of light. Light speed sneezes, everyone!
And
Despite being magical, light spells in Black Clover are as fast as natural lights. They can be reflected by mirrors, travel in a straight line, and have been stated to move at light speed. It's good to know.
headstrong and irritating personality.
AKA screaming at the top of his lungs as often as possible.
Asta's
He is very obnoxious, but I take a very obnoxious, loud person than a quiet, soft-spoken person any day.
an intelligent fighter who has leveraged his skill against far more experienced foes.
But he wouldn't be anywhere without the ragtag band of deviants he calls friends. With them at his side, there's no way he won't climb the ranks to take the Wizard King's throne. Especially with Yuno pushing them both to get stronger.
Unlike other classic shonen rivalries, this one isn't tainted by antagonism. They truly want what's best for each other, even if they're competing for the same throne.
Yeah, I do like that, because it's not like no weird shit like Naruto and Sasuke. It's really just this, like, the bros. Like, what's up, bro? Brother, brosif, bro.
Yuno's gonna need all the luck he can get, cause even if Asta never gets mana of his own, his true magic is never given up.
All right, so I still don't know who would win. If I had to take a guess between if Asta counts mana as a quirk, so if quirks count as mana and the sword affects it, he should be able to negate Deku's quirk. But it just genuinely depends. If Asta sword counts the quirk as mana, then he could definitely win because he nullifies it. But if not, Deku's gonna win this. So I just gotta see how they're gonna explain this. I said, let's see.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Death battle!
Give it up for our 26th World
The Coliseum.
A sword that big? He's gotta be crazy strong. I'm gonna have to rely on more than just my power to take him down.
Deku! And the Black Bull Magic Knight, Asta!
Just gotta hit him really hard.
Deku definitely outthinks Asta though. Ooh wee!
Man, this guy can give even Luck a run for his money.
Bro, he's so quick. There it is, that key sensing.
Aren't swords supposed to be sharp? His speed isn't slowed by his sword's weight at all. Gotta hamper his movements and get that book out of his hands. Huh? He found me!
What? Triple sword? I said, is he Zoro? Since when has he shown Zoro powers? Ooh. That black whip.
It's my turn.
Neat.
Wait, are you not using magic?
There it is. Yeah. I said, okay, so I said, come on then.
What kind of magic emperor would I be if I can't beat a guy like this? Detroit Smash!
I said, yeah. I said, that's not magic. I said,
Detroit Smash!
bro, he beating the brakes off of him. Ooh.
I don't know what Detroit.
That's the form. Okay, he has that other form. Like that other form power up gives him.
is, but I've had enough of it. I'm ending this quick! Hit me with all you've got, because I'm never going down!
120. Ooh. Ooh. He hasn't even used all his quirks yet.
No use not going all out anymore. I just gotta hit him really hard.
Go ahead then, Deku.
Wanted my best? Here it is!
United States. I am not going to be mad at either of these outputs or outcomes.
I did it.
Oh, shit. Oh, Asta for the win. I thought they said that the swords weren't sharp, though.
Take that, Detroit.
Is that her? Hey, yo, not the Hercule reference. Hey, that elite ball knowledge. Elite ball knowledge. Oh, my stomach, my stomach.
KO!
That was a
Poor
good
Deku.
one.
He tried his best, but Asta just shoved him into that great big locker in the sky.
Both Deku and Asta were fairly evenly matched melee fighters without any specific abilities to give one an easy edge over the other. Though, to be fair, the variety of quirks Deku inherited from past users of One For All did make him more versatile and unpredictable.
Just a little
Plus,
bit.
quirks are biological mutations, not connected to some supernatural energy source like mana.
Oh, so basically his swords that destroyed mana, so it's not like energy flowing through it, it's actually a part of his DNA. So it's not like chakra or ki. They're saying that it's a DNA genetic mutation. So I could see that. That makes sense.
So Asta's anti-magic powers were basically useless here.
And Deku was generally a smarter and more tactical fighter, but
Absolutely.
Against Asta's incredible might, this time Brawn beat Brains.
Let's crunch some numbers! Deku's greatest feat of strength was splitting that enormous cloud formation with Bakugo.
By measuring the size of the island and comparing it to the clouds above, we can determine they dispersed over 63 trillion kilograms of water.
Like, how do you measure the island size and the cloud? Like, how do you measure this? How do they come up with this?
That's the weight of the Great Pyramid of Giza. 12,000 of them!
And required an energy of nearly 80 teratons of TNT per punch.
Let's compare that to Asta. A Totally spell was going to be strong enough to vaporize a country the size of the Clover Kingdom.
We can use this map from the manga to estimate the size of Clover Kingdom to be about 500 kilometers in diameter.
How? How did they do the math?
About half the length of Great Britain. Vaporizing a country.
This is the max for both feats, using the minimum time frame for Deku's cloud split and vaporization for the Clover Kingdom's destruction. More conservative estimates would still result in Asta being stronger.
Of that size would require an energy of over 480 teratons of TNT, over 6 times greater than Deku's punch.
While Asta uses anti-magic,
It says Deku, more tactical, wider array of powers. It says he's slower, can't safely access max power, swords over punches and kicks. Asta, physically stronger, faster, better ways to predict movement, more mobile with flight. Anti-magic would not affect quirks. Okay, that's good to know. I don't know. I can agree. I can see how it got
isn't
here.
an automatic counter. It needs to be comparable in strength to the spell it's combating. And Asta's gotten way stronger since.
Asta was also quicker. Sure, scaling to Shigaraki would give Deku roughly light speed reaction time.
But Asta could dodge light in his sleep.
Yeah, I knew they were going to use that light in the sleep feat as the justification.
And that's his base form, even before transforming with Lipa to get way faster.
And since Deku and Asta's precognitive abilities more or less matched each other, it was only a matter of time before Asta simply overwhelmed him.
Especially since Deku has struggled in the past against faster opponents. Sure, Deku was smarter, but if he literally didn't have enough time to come up with a plan of attack before getting hammered, his brains were wasted.
Deku's tactical brilliance and harem-scarum tenacity
Nobody matches my tactical practical brilliance.
He definitely gave his opponent a run for his money, but Asta's raw power, blinding speed, and deadlier weaponry spelled the end for All Might's pupil.
Deku gave it his all, and I wish he had won. Hasta la vista.
The winner is...
It said, hasta la vista, Deku. It said, you shouldn't have been so much of a damn Deku. Like, even in this death battle, he proves that he's a Deku. Good for nothing, useless. Like, come on, bro. You can't even beat fucking Asta. And he has no magic, no quirk like you. He like 2 quirk, like, so Midoriya was quirkless, Asta is monolith, and Asta still comes out. You even have a quirk and you still lost. Just a Deku, like a fucking Deku, bro.
Is Asta.
I said a goddamn Deku.
Shame me? Y'all niggas can't shame me. Y'all don't know I don't give a fuck already? Y'all can't shame a nigga. Y'all got me fucked up.
What's your name?